Do you even think it's necessary for kids to go to college these days, or should they avoid it, or when should they, when shouldn't they?
Well, it depends upon the game. If you're going to be a medical doctor, you got to have the thing. But you're going to be an entrepreneur. Look at the richest entrepreneurs. They didn't finish college.
Yeah.
Jobs never finished college. He started Apple. He's doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Gates
doing
never
okay.
finished Harvard. He's doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Michael Dell never finished University of Texas. He's doing pretty good. But I think, like today, for your generation, the greatest entrepreneurs are a guy like Musk. Man, that guy is kicking butt. But he's also an integrity entrepreneur, going in and cleaning out that rat's nest called Twitter.
Yeah.
And making it capitalist, not communist.
Yeah.
I don't know who started Twitter, but that guy's a hardcore Marxist. So anyway.
Yeah, Twitter is a fascinating example of what happens in a company culture where there is no accountability. There's no that. You show up to work. I mean, there was a great video, I don't know if you've seen it online, of this girl. It was like a few weeks before Elon took over. This girl going, "This is a day in the life of me at Twitter. First I go in and I get myself a soda." And the whole day was that way. It was like there was nothing. There was no work. And she's like, "It was such a hard day, I had to take a nap." And it was this, that's what this culture has bred in a lot of, especially tech companies that have had a lot of money.
Correct. And look at how many people Twitter influences.
Yeah.
It took down my friend Donald Trump. Trump and I wrote 2 books together, but Twitter got him. And look at what else had happened. This guy, Hunter Biden, the FBI loses his laptop.
Yeah.
And then everybody says Tucker Carlson got fired because he took on the voting machines. But when you read between the lines, the reason Tucker got fired, he wanted to know who was on Jeffrey Epstein's, jets and Fantasy Island, all the pedophile city. I said, how come my name's not on that list? Apparently it was a good thing my name's not on that list.
Good thing.
But that list disappeared.
Yeah.
So when you take the FBI and CIA and you use it to cover up instead of clean up.
Yeah.
And what happened to Hunter Biden's laptop? And why is Donald Trump indicted? He's the first president ever indicted. And so we're using our bureaucrats to go after our leaders. The same thing America did when they, what was that thing with they weaponized the dollar against Russia. And then this guy Biden again, his first act after Trump was to cut down the Keystone XL pipeline. And then I sell oil, I own oil wells. And the moment, that was Biden's first act, and these are those greeny commie pinkos, ESG, environmental, social, and governance. When Biden cut off the Keystone XL pipeline, I was selling oil. I don't have oil stocks, I sell oil. I have oil wells. Oil went from 30 to 130. But because I went to military school and I am an oil guy, I knew exactly what Biden was doing. He was raising the price of energy. And you look all around us in this room, it's running on energy.
Yeah.
We were taught at the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy at Kings Point, New York. I'm a ring knocker, like this. The first thing they teach you is that civilization runs on energy. So when Biden cut off the Keystone XL pipeline, the price of oil went from 30 to 130. It's going to take out the middle class. And then this guy, Jerome Powell, so inflation rises. So Jerome Powell raises interest rates. Who crashes? Silverado Bank, because the moment Powell, the Fed, which is a communist organization also, raised interest rates, the banks started collapsing because the bond market collapsed.
Yeah.
And that's going to crush my generation, the boomer generation, because we're the first generation with a 401k.
Yeah.
And this whole thing is not an accident. To me, it's part of the Communist Manifesto written in 1848. You should read the book. Everything that Marx said would happen is happening.
Who is at most risk of disaster? It should, as the world continues the way it's going, as America continues, who are you most worried about that's going to be affected and hurt the most?
Well, I worry about your generation and below. Are you guys educated enough to take on what's coming? So the purpose of education is prepare you for the future. And now I see so many young men, they're not men anymore. I'm not against gay men, but they're going to be TikTok dancers.
Yeah.
You hurt their feelings, they cry. I'm a U.S. Marine. I went to military school. where do the men come from today? What happened to the men?
Yeah.
The women are kicking ass, which I'm quite happy about.
Yeah.
But the men are getting weaker.
Yeah.
There's another guy called Rollo Tomasi, the rational male. He says that women trade on beauty, men trade on success. So women, and he said, but also women, when women get stronger because of education and all that, there's fewer men for them.
Yeah.
Because as Rollo says, women it's called hypergamy. A woman will marry up, she will not marry down. So men are going down, women are coming up, and we're going to have a generation of TikTok male dancers.
So how do we get men to take back ownership and responsibility? Because I see it too. I see the video game men. I see the TikTok men. This whole generation of men who aren't taking ownership. Is there a way to get them back? Is there a message you would give them if they were listening to this?
I talk to my friends. A lot of my friends bring their sons over to talk to me. You know, as they're playing their video games and dancing to TikTok. And I suggest they go to the recruiter, join the U.S. Marine Corps. And I've seen young men come out 4 years later. In the Marines, it's called AJ squared away. So there's the Navy, Air Force, Marine, Coast Guard. We got to teach young men to be of service. How to. In construction, it's called rebar. You know what rebar is? It's like when you pour concrete, you got to have the reinforcing bars of steel rods in there. A lot of men don't have the rebar. Women do. I've met so many. My partners are women now. But the young boys lack the rebar. So you pour concrete around them, and all they do is watch TikTok.
Yeah, it's crumble.